Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving into a bottle never before featured on this channel, but from a distillery we generally know and love. It's Elijah Craig 18 years single barrel. My God, is that an age statement? We love ourselves some old bourbon on this channel. We really do. Look, this bottle's been out a long time. You probably have already seen it. Like, Bourbon Bill, you're so gosh dang late to the show. I can't believe you're reviewing this now. Well, maybe I am, but we are reviewing it now. First off, we gotta say, love this bottle shape. Like, why does Elijah Craig not put more stuff in this fun bottle? Like, I'm just digging the bottle shape itself, and they don't put anything else in this bottle as far as I know. It's got this fancy gold Elijah Craig embossed topper there. Feels like some metal and wood, a real cork. Gosh almighty, and they should. The price on this bad boy, $200 hair MSRP. Although I've seen some stores at $150 hair. So, you know, your mileage may vary, but somewhere in that ballpark, which, you know, you're like, all right, Bourbon Bill, but it's 18 years old. The one caveat on this bottle is 45% alcohol by volume, compute 90 proof. Little light on the proof for the price, we gotta say. Now, this one was bottled 7/12 of 2024, so I guess that makes it a very late 24, but we're gonna say 2025 release, okay? Just you and me. Barrel 6856. That's not gonna mean shit to anybody, but there you go. There, tag. I mean, just all the best stuff. It's truly a bourbon for the avid collector. So if you're a novice, look away. Even if this is chump change to you, this is only for the avid bourbon collector. Only a handful of barrels of Kentucky bourbon have been allowed to age for so long. It's just not true. Yes, it's not all their barrels are aged that long. Come on, I know that. But, Elijah Craig's part of Heaven Hill. They released Heaven Hill 17, Heaven Hill 18, which Heaven Hill 17 was 19 and 20-year-old. So, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. They're aging more than that. But I do like the bottle. Hate the price. I'm iffy on the proof. You want to know how is it? Color? It's not light, but it's not dark. But it's 90 proof. It's 90 proof. What are you going to say? On the nose, what do we get? Oh, I almost forgot. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Zbiotics. Look, you got to take these before you have your first drink of the night. In case you're new here, we're going to go over it. Have you just not bounced back well the next day after a night out with the boys or the gals? Did you watch my Sagamore Blind Flight video? Of course, Nate and I had some of these before that video just to hang in there and be sharp the next day. Helped us out. Zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by those smart PhD scientists to help tackle those rough mornings after drinking. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. And it's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next morning. Pre-alcohol here produces an enzyme that breaks down that toxic byproduct in the gut, helping you feel better the next day. So just remember, like I almost forgot, drink this before you drink this. Get plenty of rest, drink some water, and you'll feel better tomorrow. Now, click below in the description. There's a link in there. Click on that link, and that link's going to save you 15% off your first order with Zbiotics. Here I am helping you save money yet again. So make sure to go in that description and click the link. Now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. God damn, does that smell good, though. I get like candied vanilla, a wall of well-seasoned, well-aged 18-year-old oak, legal oak, as some call it. And this like candied red fruit note that I'm digging. Wow, I am really digging the nose on this. A+ on the nose. Everything I want in a well-aged bourbon. On the nose, it's all there. How does the palate live up? Take a guess now. Down the hatch it goes. Man, that's good. Oh, very oaky as you would expect. If you're not a fan of high aged oaks, like over 15 years, the ain't for you. It's a lot of well seasoned oak here. I get some vanilla, and I get a little bit of a red fruit note. I'm digging caramels, a little bit of toffee here. I actually really dig this. My only caveat is the proof, and it's not that I don't enjoy low proof stuff every now and then. I certainly do. Even I'm more of a barrel proof guy, you know that. But I do. But it's just the price for this isn't. You know, this should be like $100 hairs, right? Or like, yeah, 100, 110. I'm good with it. I think 150 to 200 is like 40 to 90 too much. You know what I mean? I have had pours of these at bars that I thought were far worse. So maybe I got lucky. Look at me. Lucky man. So the palate, we're going to give this like an A- because of the price. And really I like everything about it except for the price. I'm even okay with the lower proof, to be honest. What other bargains exist in that age range? And we are about to learn you something on a few of them. The most obvious is really, I think, Elijah Craig's biggest competitor, Knob Creek, the value line from Beam. Here it is, baby. And what does that say on the label? Goddamn 18 years. MSRP on this, $165 hairs. So depending if you got this for $150 or you got it for $200, this is cheaper or barely more expensive. You know, it depends on what you got this one for. The big difference though, besides them both being 18 and this being a nice burgundy label, is right here, 100 proof, compute, 50% alcohol by volume. This is batch 3 of Knob Creek 18, which makes it a 2024 release. How does it stack up? Pours them up in the mini here. Now, in all fairness, go watch my Bourbons of the Year video for 2024 to see where this placed. She didn't place super low. Okay, I'm gonna caveat that. So look, that's kind of my thing. If you're going to be $200 hairs and only 90 proof, but your biggest competitor, who's now put out Knob Creek 18 for the past 3 years. Look, I know Elijah Craig 18's been kind of a stalwart every year, so it's probably over the years been more available than the Knob Creek 18. But Knob Creek 18 is your biggest competitor if you're Elijah Craig, probably. And I mean, dang, theirs is 100 proof, 10 proof points higher. And again, that 165 MSRP. All right, Knob Creek 18 on the nose. Oh man, this is like a danker, mustier oak. The Elijah Craig here. I gotta say, the Elijah Craig is a sweeter oak, which we do like the sweet oak more, right? It is more sweet, where this Knob Creek's a little bit more savory. Oh yeah, the Knob Creek also has like an orange note. It's like an orange oak sickle. Whereas the Elijah Craig 18 here is a little bit more red fruit, sweet oak. There's a little bit more musty oak and orange. So there you go. That's kind of the differences on the nose. Down the hatch. Golly. Oh man, I love Beam. Oh man. You know, the 10 proof points really does help here. Really does help. It is an orange, it is very oaky again, right? But it's a little bit less sweet, and it's more of like an orange vanilla oak thing, whereas back to Elijah Craig 18 here. Honestly, they're closer than I wanted. You know what I mean? Well, I was here. Elijah Craig 18 is not that good. This one's pretty dang good. It's one I got, but the proof does hurt it, and so does the price. So from like a value to taste stand, I think tasting wise it could be mood dependent for me, but I still think the Knob Creek 18 is a better value, and the extra proof does kind of edge out the EC 18 for me. I'm going to put Knob Creek 18 above it, but they are both very excellent. Now, one highfalutin option, Old Fitz 19 year. An Old Fitz decanter bottle. Of course, you're paying for the fancy decanter. This bottle was fall of 2022, so quite a bit old now. 19 years old. Again, 100 proof, 50% alcohol by volume. I believe these were over 200, like 230, 240, if I'm not mistaken. All right, how does the Old Fitz 19 stack up? I haven't had this in quite a while. And again, it is a wheated bourbon mash bill, so that's the difference. The other ones are not. On the nose, you can smell the wheat in it. I mean, it's got that vanilla, softer wheat to it, but also a wall of oak, a lot of red fruit. But like more vanilla red fruit, like it's not as deep, dark, and red as the Elijah Craig 18. Yeah, wow. All right, down the hatch on the Old Fitz 19. Oh, is that beautiful? So soft and luscious. A lot of oak again. We're in that age range, right? It is a smoother. It's a more elegant ride, as some might say, with the wheat in there. I get the red fruit as well as the vanilla. Actually, if it didn't have wheat in it, I would say it's actually feels closer to the Elijah Craig 18 than the Knob Creek 18. But again, the Old Fitz 19 is just so well put together. The ride, and it does bring a little bit of a flavor punch. I gotta say, it edges it out too. But the Old Fitz 19 is also pretty pricey and probably overpriced. We're gonna say that. Now, one last comparison just for you, because you earned it. Those have all been expensive bottles, right? I'm sorry they are. It is what it is. What's a less expensive bottle, but in 2025 is going to be hard to find? A Russell's Reserve 10 year, about 40 doll hairs. You might say, Bourbon Bill, what the? Have you gone insane? That's just a 10-year-old. That's almost half the age of these. But. Start hating now. This is the venerable LLME 20. If you know, you know, and if you don't, we'll educate you. This was a special bottle of Russell's Reserve 10. Go watch a live stream with Bruce Russell on the Mash and Drums channel. I'm sure you follow him, but if you didn't see his live stream with Bruce Russell, go watch it. Somebody asked, why, Bruce, is the LLME 20 so good? And you know what he said? We can't say, but we're never going to repeat it again. That's what he said, basically, in a nicer tone. But they won't disclose because it's super old. Somebody screwed up is my guess. And they won't say. So it's weird. Like they won't say. Just say. It's out. It's been sold. But they won't say. So, there's some damn old shit in here. And the reason they won't say is because they don't want you all to know. They've been fucking you. Charging out the ass for Russell's 15 and everything else, and their Rickhouse series, when basically this bottle here is as good as all of them at 90 proof. And so the age on this is, I believe, closer to that 15 to 16 year mark. Could be even older stuff in here. Very little of this is going to be 10 year. Okay, so when you think about all that, it falls closer into the age range of these. And the proof! It's 90. So it's the same proof as our EC18. All right, Russell's Reserve 10 LLME. EC18. Ooh, the EC18 is darker. The EC18 is darker. All right, Russell's Reserve 10 LLME on the nose. And just a fruit oak bomb, baby. Wow, is that good. Oh, I'm digging that. Molasses. Candied pears. Cherries. And a bunch of sweet oak compared to Elijah Craig 18. Elijah Craig 18 feels a little deeper into the wood, if you will. But they're I don't say they're similar, but they're in a similar vein. Russell Reserve 10 LLME down the hatch. Hot. Damn, is that fantastic. Oh my God. Oh man, that might beat everything up here. Oh, that's so good. I hate wild turkey. I hate to say they give you a value. Elijah Craig 18? Okay. The Elijah Craig 18 adds a little bit more nuance and just a hair touch more depth of flavor, but they are splitting hairs. So, Is the Russell Reserve 10 LLME an extreme value? Absolutely. Is it probably impossible to get in 2025? Also, but absolutely. Absolutely it is. Am I glad that I have a backup? Yes. Yes, I am. Of the Russell Reserve LLME. That's going to be like a special occasion right there. Man. If you're like a massive turkey fan though, you're going to probably prefer the LLME, but I think if we're being honest with ourselves, the EC18 is a little bit better. I'm torn between first place going to the Old Fitz 19 or the Knob Creek 18 batch 3. I never actually compared those back to back because they were so many years apart. Well, 2 years. That's not that many, but I never did, and I'm really torn. I think that could be a day-to-day decision, to be honest. And which that speaks to how good Knob Creek 18 batch 3 is. Like, holy shit. That's way cheaper. That's almost $100 hairs cheaper. Well, it's like $80 hairs cheaper than that bottle of Old Fitz 19. MSRP wise. I don't know. If it's a secondary, I think Old Fitz 19 is still a lot more. Knob Creek 18 basically has no secondary. So that's crazy, you know. Russell's 10 LLME hangs in there, but I think that's going to be fourth. Third, Elijah Craig 18, but it's a close third to 1 and 2. I think it's just that much under the top two. If they had bottled this at 100, this could have got first had they bottled it at 100. So maybe I got a particularly really good barrel, but I really dig this. I didn't think I would. There's been so many negative reviews on like, oh, it's terrible, you know, it's too overpriced. And sure, it's overpriced, but really, so's the Old Fitz 19, you know. And if you found this for $150 and you found the Knob Creek for MSRP of $165, it is less. So, I mean, and this particular barrel, so your mileage may vary because these are single barrels, whereas obviously Knob Creek 18 is a batch product, right? So that batch is all probably very good. Old Fitz 19 again is a batch, so I guess, you know, you have a safer bet with them in a way, right? Than a single barrel, because you just don't know, right? You're not gonna be able to taste this. They're not giving you a sample before you buy it, so I guess it is what it is. I got lucky. This is better than I thought, but I still gotta get on Heaven Hill's case here in 2025. Like, you've fallen behind the times a tad, right? Like, what are you doing? You know, like, A125 Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, dog shit. I mean, I haven't tried it, but that, you know, unfortunately, it's not up to par with what they put out last year, which wasn't up to par with what they put out in 2023. Let's call it what it is. So, like, just B and C batches of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof got to be better, Heaven Hill. You got to do better. You got to do better. And this release, I know you've been putting out for a long time, and you know, it typically sells out, I guess, for them, but give it to us at 95 if you can't do 100. Like, if barrel proof one of these is like 98, then just give it to us at that. Like, I know they want to water these down to sell more of them, and these are regular, you know, there's a large number of these when they do drop, you know, but there's a large number of Knob Creek 18 too. You know, so I think you could give it to us this at 100 proof, and you could still sell, you know, maybe a couple hundred bottles less, but, you know, and bring the price MSRP to $165 to be in line with Knob Creek 18, and I think you'd have a winner, and people might prefer this, you know, give or take their profile preferences. So there you go. I'm going to give this a buy rating. I really am, even though it's a gamble. Buy rating with the caveat of you got to get it at that 150 to 175 range, okay? I'm going to say it's a buy. 200, no. Too expensive. So, I hope that helped you. I don't know if it helped me, but maybe it helped you. If you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Have a good evening, everybody.